There have been so many things going on in the YouTube boxing world. I mean, there's been talks of Deji fighting Floyd Mayweather, Gibbs' next opponent, KSI is looking for an opponent, and many more things. So today I'll be covering some of the topics that have been spiraling around on the internet. I won't exactly be addressing everything such as Deji versus Floyd Mayweather, or KSI and Gibbs' next opponents. Today's focus will be around Jake Paul and Dana White, and reactions to the Gibbs versus Austin McBroom fight that took place recently. Before we actually get started, please make sure to like and subscribe. We're on our way to 25,000 subscribers, which is just insane. I upload close to daily content. I focus on topics like YouTube boxing, old boxing events, and little informative clips of things that happened to boxers. And I'm currently working on a video about the mysterious death of former heavyweight champion Sonny Liston. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe. Okay, into the video. A Nissan Gibb put on an incredible performance, knocking Austin McBroom down 5 times in one fight. Many people reacted to it. Here's what Slim's reaction was.
Come out! Knock him out! Come out!
To be honest, when I saw what Gibb did to Austin on YouTube, I had the same reaction. It was a crazy fight. Recently, I saw Taylor Holder said some things about Gibbs' performance, which I thought was actually pretty reasonable. Here's what he had to say.
One thing that Gibbs surprised me with is the pressure, man. He doesn't stop. He's a fucking monster, and I froze up, man. I took it for granted. I got in there, and I didn't let my hands go. He kept coming, and I'm curious to see how Austin's going to react to that, you know. He doesn't ever get tired. He's a fucking animal. He works his ass off. I really do. I really want to see Gibb win the fight, and I think he will. But I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think it's gonna be a battle though, for sure.
How hard does Gibb punch?
You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in there with some of the greatest guys. He does hit hard. I just have like I used to race professional motocross and crash. I got so many I knocked myself out so many fucking times from crashing dirt bikes since I was 3 years old. Yeah. I can take a hit for sure. But he definitely does hit hard. But like I said, you know, Austin's got some talent, man. He's not a complete bum. You know, he's got some talent. He's good. I think it's gonna be a good fight, man.
How is that dealing with the pressure of Gibb?
Dude, I mean, the whole fight, honestly, man, it's a lot to take in, dog. I got out there, I was fully ready, something you can't train for, you know, man, and that's one thing that I think Austin and Gibb performed really, really well on. Oh, sorry about that, brother. I got out there, I'd never done it before, I fell under the pressure, I got a little nervous, man. I walked out, completely fucking shit myself, man. It's a lot to take in, but Gibb done it a couple times. He had more experience than me. He's been under the lights a lot more than me, and yeah, man, I'm proud of him, dog. He came in, worked his ass off, he showed what he had to do, and I hope he does it again.
Let's move away from the topic though and talk about Jake Paul, aka the problem child. Recently, If I Hype interviewed him after a press conference with Anderson Silva, where he would name the top 5 boxing influencers.
Yeah. Jake, what would you say the top 5 influencers in boxing? Obviously, you're the pound for pound champ. But who would you say like 2, 3, 4, and 5 is? If you can give a list.
Logan's definitely number 2 for sure. And then after that, I would say it's probably a tie between Slim and KSI. And then in 4th, I would put Gibb now. And then
Dr. Mike. Wait till y'all see Dr.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dr. Mike or Face Sensei coming in.
Jake Paul would talk about trash talk and how it doesn't affect him and how he wants to taunt Anderson Silva in the ring.
We could be cordial, but as soon as the fight starts, I'm a dog, he's a dog, and it's gonna be a war. So I don't read too much into all that stuff. I don't read into the shit talk. I don't read into the emotions. I don't read into the chit chat or whatever in any of my fights. And I think that's why I've been successful. Is people like Tyron Woodley, it was clear he was fighting me mad in both fights. No, 100%. I'm not gonna go for all the taunting shit. I grew up watching him and seeing that shit that he would do to opponents, and I would sit there on the couch as a kid and be like, oh, why don't they just do it right back to him? And it wasn't until Israel Adesanya fought him and did it right back to him, and you saw Anderson like look at him like, oh shit. And I'll do the same thing, man. I'm gonna fight my fight and be in control.
Now on to the Jake Paul and Dana White's beef. Okay, so it's no surprise that Jake Paul wants to bet on his fights. It's just kind of his thing. So previously when Jake Paul was fighting Ben Askren, Dana White may have slipped up and made a statement that could cost him a lot of money. Dana White, while being on Mike Tyson's podcast, would state that he would bet $1 million on Ben Askren beating Jake Paul.
Fucking listen, let's be honest. Jake Paul isn't a fucking boxer. Let's find out. We're gonna find out here pretty soon.
Yeah. Now
Let me tell you what. I hope you can bet on this thing, because I'll bet $1 million
Oh, here we
that
go.
he loses this fucking fight.
Dana White.
Bet $1 million that he loses this fight.
$1 million.
So I hope we can bet on this.
Which Jake Paul would respond and say double the stakes, and that he'd fight Dana White the following year. Jake Paul would even go as far to say that he would wire the money into escrow, and the winner takes a total of $4 million, considering both put up $2 million on the line. Which, of course, when the fight rolled around, Jake Paul knocked out Ben Askren in the first round. So hypothetically, Dana White would have lost $1 million or $2 million. But I guess the bet was nothing more than just a statement from Dana on his confidence in Ben Askren's ability to box. So Jake Paul would come out and make this statement. Dana, I know you're watching, bro. You still owe me $1 million from when you bet against me on Ben Askren. But I want you to come out of hiding. Stop being a coward and make a bet against me and Anderson Silva and actually pay up this time. Because you didn't think I'd actually take this fight, so let's make a bet. Let's put $1 million, let's put $2 million, let's put $5 million on it. But I bet you won't, Dana, because you're a coward. So Jake Paul really wants this bet to go down, especially since how Dana has been saying he's not a real boxer, which I mean he still hasn't fought a real boxer, but I mean Jake Paul was about to fight Hasim Rockford Jr., who is like 13-1, I believe, but unfortunately that got canceled because of weight complications. I think this would be a good fight for Dana to bet on, if he wanted to bet on a fight, because Ben Askren was not all that ready for Jake Paul, whereas I think Anderson Silva is going to bring the heat to Jake Paul. I think this fight will most likely go the distance if Anderson Silva manages to avoid Jake Paul's heavy right hand, and if Jake Paul manages to stay away from Silva's explosive combinations and deadly hooks, followed by the jabs. So Dana White, if you're going to make a bet, this might be the fight you want to make a bet on. That's it for today's video. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe and also leave a comment down below on whether you think Jake Paul is a legit professional boxer or a fake. Also, make sure to click the video in the middle of the screen that should take you to the aftermath of what happened when Austin McGrim and Nissan Gibb fought. I'll see you there, and bye.